guys. Am I audible? Is my screen visible? Dear participants, can you please confirm so that we can start with the class today? Yes, good evening. Yes, thank you. So thanks for the confirmation. So we'll start with today's class. And today is day 3 of this Naan Mudhalvan Virtual Internship. And this is data science class, day 3. So I welcome you all on behalf of pantechelearning. So we'll start with the class now. What all things we have seen in the past 2 days? We have started with Pandas and we are almost going to complete. Only 2 things I have to discuss with you. Once we complete that, what we are going to do is, we are going to go into an exploratory data analysis with Pandas alone. So what we have learned in the previous class, we are going to apply that and answer some questions based on it, okay? And once we complete that, we are going to actually kickstart today's session, which will be Numpy. So we'll try to finish what all we can finish in Numpy today. So the remaining will be completed in the next class, and once we complete Numpy, we'll be going into the visualization part. So the storytelling with visuals, we'll see about it. Once we complete that, we'll go into the exploratory data analysis with visualization also. So now we'll complete the Pandas and go with EDA for Pandas. So we are seeing about some properties in Pandas, right? So one is date format. So if you are having any date, date time in your data set in any column, then you can actually format it to the date time with the help of pandas 2_date time. And there are certain symbols for representing the date format, okay? So if the date you are having, in this format is, for example, if it is capital Y, which means, see here, the capital Y is the 2013, if you are representing the year. If it is a small y, it is going to be the short representation, okay? And for month, we are having like that. And for day, for time, you can see this, and based on it you have to describe the format. So once if it is correct, then it will actually convert it into a date time. So with that you can do further processes. So I'll show you with practical example with a data set which is having date time. Can we start, guys? And the command we are going to use is pandas 2_date time, okay? Can we start? Can I get thumbs up in chat box? So let me load a data set which is some kind of stock market data set. So which has time, date and all, which we are going to convert with pandas. Let it load. Okay, so first thing I'll import pandas in the name as PD, okay? I'll copy the path. Data is equal to pd.read_csv, right? For reading a CSV file. I'll pass it here. I'll go with data.head. Okay, so this is the first 5 rows in this data set. We are having a date which contains actually time also, okay, with this format. So based on the format you are having, you have to specify the format. So this is 2020, okay, so I'll explain you practically. And we are having the symbol, the open rate, high, close, okay, volume, all those details. So this date column, see here, to convert this into a date time, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll call this data, which column it is, date, right? So I'll copy the name of it. So I'm going to replace this with the same one, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to call pd.to_date time. Okay, so this is for converting into date time. So which column I need to pass? The same in the data, the date column. So I'm going to pass it here, and I have to specify the format. Okay, so the format is equal to, it is a string. So first see here, what is it is starting with the year, okay, and it is a full representation 2020. So for the year, if it is 2020, in this way it is modulus capital Y. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mention it is starting with capital Y. Okay, and then a hyphen, and then next thing we are having a month in this order 03. Okay, so for this, what it is, see here, it is small m. Okay, 0 padded decimal month number, it is small m, and then we are having a hyphen, and then I'll mention modulus. And what is the next thing we are having? We are having the date, right? So for date, it is small d. Okay, once we have that, we are having a space. So actually I am going to give a space here, and then we are having the time, which is 08. Okay, it is in this format. So for this format, what it is, we'll search. So it is here. Okay, 0 padded decimal number, 12-hour clock, it is capital I. Clear? And then for AM or PM, it is small p. So we are going to combine these two things because it is having the time with PM. Okay, so capital I, and then a hyphen, and then modulus, and then it is small p. So I'll run this. Okay, it ran now. So now this column, it will be same, but we can do certain operations now. So what is the use? I'll show you. Now I'll go with date.head, data.head. So it is replaced in this column itself. This format is now loaded here. So if I want to get the date alone or time alone, so what I can do is, see here, since we have converted it, I can go and do like this. In data, I want the date, and in that you have an option something known as dt, which represents date time. If I want the time, I can go with time. See here, I am calling the time in this column. If I call this time, it is going to give me the time alone. See here, I got the time alone here as a series. Can you see the difference? What is happening? If I want the date, I can call it with the help of .dt. So this is going to give me the date alone in that column, in all the row. Okay, clear guys? How we are converting the date time? Is it clear? What is the use of it? If you want to process it in that way, you can do in this way actually. Okay. And next thing is correlation. So what is a correlation? So it calculates the relationship between each column in your data set. So you are having multiple columns, and if you want to find the relationship between one column and the other column, how one column depends on other column. For example, we are having some data set which represents the student placement data set. For example, I am telling. So the student is having high marks. Okay, and then the placement record, he is getting high package salary, which means, okay, so he has high, it is correlated. If it is high, it is also going to be high in that sense. Okay, so the result, when you do this correlation using pandas, it will be a table with lot of numbers which represents how well the relationship between. So it is a positive correlation, okay, or negative correlation, you can find that. So how to do this? You can just call the name of the variable where you store your data set and go with .core. So this is going to give you a correlation table like this. See here, I am having the column names, and the index is also now the column name. So how index is related with index, both are same, so it is 1.0. How index is related with wheelbase, it is a positive correlation with 0.013. How index is related with the horsepower, it is going with, okay, so it is not actually index, no use here, but I am telling. If it is like how length is related with average mileage, it is going in a negative correlation. Clear? So I can do this. We'll do in this data. So I'll go and get data.core. When we see visualization, we'll be passing this into the heat map for getting heat map visualization. When we deal that, I'll show you that. Okay. See here the open, high, low, close volume. Here also the same. And how both are interrelated. How close is related with volume, or you can do the vice versa. Okay, this is what the correlation is. So with that, we have completed the pandas. Is it clear guys? Can we start with this exploratory data analysis? And we are going to use a real world sales data analysis with pandas. Can we start? Can I get thumbs up? Quick guys, we have to finish this and then we have to go and start the Numpy today. Can we start with this? And as I told you earlier, we have seen about how to combine two data sets. It is using concat, right? We have seen in yesterday's class, but I told you I will tell you when we see this problem. So here what is the thing is, we are having 10 different data sets, which means 10 different CSV file. Okay, and we are going to use the concat option to combine all those things into a single one. Clear? Okay. So we'll start now. So these are the tasks for us. It is a sales, okay, for based on a shop. It is a sales report where they are having for different month. It is a different CSV file. For January it is a CSV file. For February it is a CSV file, and so on. And you want to find these four things. The first one is find which is the best month for sales. Okay. So in which month we are having the most number of sales. And they are having different cities in that. So we want to find which city sold most product and which time is actually best for selling and what product sold the most. So this is what we are going to find in our this PDA. Okay, this is a simple one. We are not going to use any visualization. We are just going to use pandas and apply what we have learned in previous class. Okay, so we'll start with this, and once we complete, we'll go with Numpy. So I'll show you the data sets. So let me remove these things. We'll start freshly now. Okay, I'll remove this one also. I'll delete this file here. So because we are having many files, we want to upload it. And I'm having the sales data. See here. It is from 2019 and it is representing all the month. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to load all this. I'll open in this. Okay, so let it load. If you are doing in your system, it will be the same process, but you will be having in your file, right? We are going to use a for loop. Using the OS option, we are going to get the location and append all those things. Okay, we will be concatenating the data frame. Okay, to start with, what I am going to do, first thing we need pandas, right? So import pandas as PD. Okay, let it run. Okay, so let me close this. I'll run this. I'm importing pandas as PD, and I want to take one by one these files. Okay, I want to take these files one by one. So what I'm going to do, if you are doing it in your system, you can use the import OS option and copy the directory where you have stored which folder you are having all these files. You can do it here. What I'm going to do, I'll just copy the path here. For one file, I'll copy the path and paste it here. See here, it is inside this content. Okay. So I'm going to remove this one, okay, and I'll copy it once again. So I'll import OS. So OS is for your operating system, where it will search what are the folder you are having, what are the files to access it. Okay. So in that OS, if you know Python, you would have known that it os.list there, list directory. Okay, you can paste the path inside. So you want to go into this content and search what all I'm having. So I'll run this. And see here, I got this sales November 2019. Some other things also like config is there, this I2NB checkpoint is there, sample data is there. But all these things necessary is also here. So what I'm going to do is, I'll create a parent data set here. Data set is equal to pd dot data frame. I want to combine all these things. First I'll create a empty data set. Okay, this is a pandas data frame. I'll use a for loop now. For x in. Okay, os dot this one. I want to read this one, so I'll just copy and paste it here. I'll copy it and paste it here. So what this will do, for all these things it will go one by one, right? So first iteration the x value will be this one, and then so on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a conditional statement. If sales, so our data set is starting with this name sales, right? It is inside there. Some other things are also there. If sales in x, if it is present, okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable d equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Okay, so here what I'm passing, I'll use formatting statement with this one. Okay, with this one with slash, I want to place the x here. So the x value, if it is sales present, so this file name will come here and it will load in D. So this will be a data set, data frame. So what I am going to do next, in the data set variable, I'll call pd.concat. So this we haven't seen yesterday practically. This concat is for concatenating two data set. So now first time it will be empty. Now I'm calling it and I'm passing the data set which is original one, okay, comma D. So this one, every time the loop runs, it is going to get added with this and store in this name itself. Clear? If I run this, so this will help us to load every dataset and it is stored in this dataset variable. So I'll go with dataset.head. Okay, so we got this. So this is our dataset. We'll go and check the shape of it. Dataset.shape. Shape we have seen, right? So these many number of rows and 6 columns present there. Since I have loaded it, what I'm going to do is I'll create another variable. Okay. So I'll store it as a CSV file again. Since I have combined everything, which is the option? Tell me guys in chat. Which is the option to store a CSV file? How to save it? We have seen in yesterday's class, right? What it is? to_CSV with file name output.csv. I'll load in this name, okay? And I don't want the index, so I'll set this to index equal to false. I left that where it is. It is here. I'll just delete this file and do once again. Since we are combining it actually, every time it starts from 0, right? So I'll set the index as false. So here I got the new data set here. I'll copy the path and what I'll do, I'll create again dataset is equal to pd.read_csv. So I'll combine the thing. I'm just loading it again in the dataset. So now we'll do some process here. Dataset.head. Okay, and I'll go with dataset.shape again. So we'll check whether it is fine. The same number of 1868550, 6, it is same. And see here, this is our data set. We are having order ID, the product name, quantity ordered, the price of each, okay, the order date, we are having a date here, and the address. Okay, and what are the questions again? We want to find which is the best month for sales. Okay, we want to, with the help of date, okay, we want to find which is the best month for sales. Which city sold the most, we are having an address column. Which time is best for selling, we are having date, right? In that we are having time, so we can do that. What product sold the most? So all these things we have to find. So before going into that, we will do some pre-processing. And in this data set, there is actually some unwanted things present there. So I'll show you in data set. Okay, in this order date actually, we are having, see here, since first we are going to take the month alone, right? This one is the month first, okay? In this, in using string option, I'm going to get, okay, in the first two. So this will be the first two, which is actually the month. Can you get it? See here, this is 11th month, this is 8th month. How I am getting? I'm doing it from 0 till 2, okay? So 0, 1, we will get both of this, 11, 11, 11 and so on. So this is the month, I am getting the month here. And there are some unwanted things like OR. So I'll run this. In some places there is something known as order date, okay? In this data set, wait a minute guys. Okay, I'll show you here in this data set. Okay, so I got it now. It is giving me false, right? So what I can do is data set where actually this thing is present. So if I pass it as a filter, see here, I got some things like order date, so it is actually repeating these things, okay? So I want to remove this. So what I'll be doing is I'll call dataset and I'll store this wherever it is not equal to OR, okay? So if it is not equal to OR, it is going to store in this dataset. So we are using filter. First we used wherever it is equal to this one, okay? So it is giving that. Now what I am doing, wherever it is not these things present, so I am taking that and storing in my dataset. So actually I am filtering it. Okay, and then next step will be checking for null value dot is null dot sum, and this is containing many rows. So let's check how many null values. So it seems like 545 null value is present. So I'll be deleting that. Okay, what is the code to remove the null value? What it is drop NA, right? Okay, and there is a method which is known as how equal to all. So wherever null value I want to remove that entirely, and in place equal to true. Okay, so now we'll go and check again dot is null dot sum. Okay, so going back to the first question, I want to find which month is best for sales. Okay, and here if I go and just get this first two, okay, which means 0:2 means 0 and first index, this month alone I shown you, right? If I get this month alone, I can do that process. So I'm going to create a new column here in the name month, and I'm going to pass this thing alone. Okay, so what I'll be doing in dataset, how to create a new column, new name, right? Month is equal to dataset, in that order date, and in that string I'm going to cut it to true. Okay, so I'll run this. Now I'll go and get dataset dot head. Okay, see here we got the month alone here. Okay, we can go and check this also, dataset in month dot unique. So we can confirm, right? So it seems like all the months alone is present here, and we want to find the sales now. Okay, that's the question. In which month the sales is high? So what is the sales here? We are having the price amount and the quantity ordered. Okay, we are having the quantity and the price. So I'll create a sales column where I'll multiply these two. Okay, quantity ordered and price each. So I'll multiply and store them in that. Clear why we are doing it? So I'll get the D types first, because we are going to do mathematical operation here. Okay, it is not a numeric type, so there is an option in Pandas which we haven't seen. So I'll tell you how to do it. In dataset, okay, I need this quantity ordered should be in numeric format. So I'll paste it, which is equal to dataset, which is already present, this. Okay, sorry, instead of this you can do it like this, pd dot to underscore numeric. So it will convert them into a numeric if possible. So what I need to pass this thing. So it is converted into numeric type and stored it here. Similarly, the dataset price each, which is equal to pd dot to underscore numeric. I have to pass dataset price each. Okay, and these two are now converted into numeric data type. Okay, so we can do mathematical operation. I'll create a new column. How to do it again? I'll pass it in the name sales is equal to, I want to multiply this one multiplied by this column. Okay, and store it in the sales new column. Okay, so we'll go and check the head now, dataset dot head. So now you should get a sales column right now, right? So we got month and sales. So we can go and answer the first question. So for this we are going to use the group by option which we have seen yesterday. So in data set I am going to use the option group by. Okay. And which column I am going to group by? With the help of month. So based on the month I am going to group them. And what is I am grouping? I am grouping the sales now. Clear? So I am grouping the sales dot sum. I am going to sum them. So I will run this. And see here, for each month we are getting what is the amount. It is the sum total amount it is adding. So based on the month we are getting, and what is the question for us? Find which month is best for sales. So you have to actually see which month having highest value. Okay. And for that you can do another thing. You can sort it actually with the help of dot sort underscore values. Okay. And in sort underscore values, if you pass it, it is going to do in ascending order from lowest to highest. Okay, this is the highest one. If you want highest first, you can set ascending equal to true. Sorry, it is false. If I do it, okay, this is going to give me in this way. Clear? What is happening? So this month, the December 12th month is having the highest amount of sales. Okay, that's what the answer for first question. Now going into the second question, what it is? Which city sold the most product? So we have to get and find which city sold the most product. Can we see it, guys? Is it clear till now? So city, and it is here. See here, it is inside this address. We are having the city in between. We have to get it actually. So I'll take that column alone. Okay. In data set, the purchase address. So we will go step by step. We want to take the in between thing which is the city. So we are getting the entire thing now. So what I am going to do, I am going to do a string operation dot split. So where I am splitting, see here all these things are separated with the help of comma. So I am going to pass a comma here. Okay, I will run this. Can you see it? We are getting a list and it is separated with comma. Now in 0th index we are having this one, and in first index we are having the city actually. Okay, and this is some kind of pin code. Okay, and this is in first index. So I'll do another string operation string first index. So if I run this, this is going to actually give me the city names. See here, New York, Austin, Los Angeles, all the city names. Clear? So what I will be doing, I will create a new column now in data set. Okay, I will create a new column city is equal to this one. We will run this. Now we have created a column in the name of city. We will go and check the head now. So we are having a city here. Okay. So what I am going to do, again I want to find which city sold the most. So what I will be doing, you can go and check this, how many unique are present. Okay, in city dot value underscore counts, or unique, it is going to give you what are the unique value. See here, these are the city names present. So I want to group them here also dot group by. Here I want to group them with the help of city. And what I need to find? I need to find which sold the most sales dot sum. And we got it. For each city, this is the total sum. And if you want to find which sold the most, you can go with sort underscore values. Okay. And ascending equal to false. So this will give me which city sold the most. It is San Francisco. Okay. It has the highest number of sales. Clear, guys? Is it clear how we find this? How we extract it from the data? So next question is, which time is best for selling? So you have to actually take the time from the date time. Okay. And you want to find which city is best for selling the product. So I'll go and find where it is. We'll go and get the dataset dot head. Okay, we got this, and in order date we are having the time also, and it is actually here. So what I'll be doing, I can do it in this way. In data set, okay, I'll get the order date. So this will give me a series with that column alone, and here I'm going to do a string operation. So we'll get it like from -5 from that. So in the reverse way, I'm getting the entire thing with minutes also. So if I go with the minute, it will be a lot actually. Okay, if I get the hour alone, it will be very less, right? It will be 24 hours. So what I'm going to do, I want to remove this and get this 0, 9 or 10 and that only. So I'll pass -2 here. Let it be okay, or we'll check. Okay, we are getting the colon. So if I pass -3, it will be perfect. See here, I got the time alone. Okay, so I'll store it in a new variable, new column, dataset. In that, time equal to dataset, this one. I'll go and get dataset.head. Okay, I'll ask my team to attach this datasets and collab file in the description later on. Okay, please check it later on. You will get it clear. So we are having the time now. So I'll go and see what is the unique value in that. Okay. Okay, it's like okay, so we are having the 24 hours here from 00 to 23. So what we need to find, in which time the sales best for selling. So in which time the sales done most. So here also we are going to use the same group by option. What is the command? In dataset, I'll pass dot group by based on the time, and I want to take this. Okay, instead of sales, we'll go with the quantity ordered or sales. So we'll go with sales now, sales. Okay, sales dot sum. Okay, so what is the question actually? The thing is, which time is best for selling? Okay, so next question is what product sold the most. So next step will be different, and I'll sort the value, sort underscore values ascending equal to false. And another thing, guys, here I am using sort underscore values, right? We are getting something, this one, right? This is known as values. Okay, it is sorting which one is greater, it is going to give you first. If you want to sort it according to the time, which is the index here, it is 0001. If you want in that order, then you can go with sort underscore index. Okay, I'll remove this. So this will be like based on the time it is going to give you, and in it is, see here, it is 0001. It is going to sort based on the index. If you want to sort the values, you can go with values. And since I want to get the answer for this question, I am going to set ascending equal to false. And this 19, which is nothing but 7 o'clock, is the best time where most number of sales is done. Okay, and finally the next and last question, what product sold the most? Okay, we have to find which product sold the most, and where we are having the product here, dataset dot head. This is the product actually. So I'll be group it dataset in that dot group by based on the product. So otherwise we can go and check what are the products present. Value underscore counts, I don't know how many is present. Okay, lot of products is there. So okay, once again, product counts, I forgot the parenthesis actually. So these are the products actually, it is less only. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to group this. So I'll call dataset dot group by, and in that I'm going to pass this product column based on the product, and I'll go with quantity ordered. So how many sold the most? So that's what I need to find, right? So based on the quantity, not the sales or price amount. The quantity ordered I'm going to pass. Okay, dot sum. Okay, so someone is asking how to find the value which is most. So based on the numbers only. See here, I'm getting the based on the time which sold the most. I'm giving ascending equal to false. What is sorting? Sorting is arranging it in increasing order or decreasing order. So in default it will be ascending order. So if I run without it, it is going to give you in the increasing order. If I sort the value, I am setting it ascending as false, which means in the descending order, which means the first value is the biggest value. So this one is the highest. Okay. Similarly, we have done it here also. In this case, San Francisco sold the most. You can check with the numbers actually. This one is the biggest, right? Since it is descending order. So that's how we are finding. Okay. So here also I'll sort the value, sort underscore values, ascending equal to false. Okay, this one AAA batteries 4-pack is sold the most. Okay, and so on. So this is what the answer for these questions. Are we clear, guys, with these tasks? We'll do further more tasks when we go with visualization part. So we are having a separate class for this. We'll do an exploratory data analysis when we combine with Pandas, Numpy and visualization, Matplotlib, Seaborn tools, etc. Okay. So we'll start something with Numpy and continue tomorrow. Okay. We'll start with Numpy. Can we start, guys? Can I get a thumbs up? Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood your question. If you want to find which is most occurring or how many unique values present, you can go with value underscore counts. It is going to give you how many is repeating, how many times, what are the things repeating. So if I go with this value underscore counts, it is giving me this is repeated in 28,900 places, and this is repeating in 28,600 places, and so on with value underscore counts in respective column. So we'll kickstart with Numpy. So the Numpy, when you hear the name Numpy, so Numpy is a Python library which is used for working with array. Array, the term array will come when you go for Numpy. So what is an array? Collection of item. But for collection of item, for that same use, okay. So Numpy stands for numerical Python and is used for working in many mathematical and statistical fields. And why Numpy? In Python we already have list, right, that serves the purpose of array, collection of item. But the difference between them is, okay, Python lists are very slow compared with Numpy array. Both are doing the same process, but Python list is slow, but Numpy array is fast. Okay, and Numpy aims to provide an array object which is 50 times faster than the traditional Python list. So this is faster, which is when you are handling many data, it will be useful when we go with Numpy for some operations. Okay. And what are the key difference? I'm telling, like they are telling Numpy array is faster, but how? Okay, what is the key difference? Why it is faster? Both are used to store a collection of items, but they have some key difference. So what is the difference is? Numpy arrays are stored in one continuous place in memory. So if I'm having 4 elements in a list, for example in Python list, A, B, C, D, I'm having. If I store that in memory, what it will do is in Python list, it will store in different places. So A will be in one place, B will be in another place, in memory, I am telling, in your hardware memory in your system. But when you go with Numpy array, it will be similar like a list. If you are having A, B, C, D, if you are having A, next to that there will be the next element B, next C, then D. So this will be for simple 4 or 5 element, it will be easy, right? When you go for Python list which is storing 1000 or 10,000 elements, imagine 10,000 elements in different place. When you try to do some task with it, it is going to go and search for one by one, wherever it is, it want to search and do the operation. But when you go for Numpy, even if you give a 1 lakh or thousands, okay, it is in a continuous place. If you want to perform the operation, it will do very faster because it is in the next place, okay. So that's what the key difference between NumPy array and Python list. And the installation, if you want to use it, you have to type pip install NumPy, okay. And to import NumPy, you can go with import NumPy, and we are giving a short name as NP. Clear, guys? Are we clear with what is the key difference between Python list and NumPy array? I'll show you the installation and importing part. So when you are doing in Colab, you have to use this exclamatory mark pip install NumPy. I already have it. It is going to tell me it is already present. So I'll import NumPy as NP. In the name NP I am importing, okay. So with NP I can use the NumPy operations like we did in Pandas. So when we go with NumPy, we are having array, right? So we have to understand the concept of array. So what all the options you are getting with array. So NumPy is used to work with arrays. So this is a list we are passing inside a NumPy. So to convert it into an array, to do that you can call np.array, and if you pass a sequence, it is going to convert into an array, okay. So the array object in NumPy is called ND array, n dimension array. It is the full form. So we are having different dimensions in NumPy array. So we are having 0 dimension array, 1 dimension array, 2 dimension, 3 dimension, and multi-dimension also. So we can create a NumPy n dimension object array by using the array function dot array, okay. So I'll create a list. X is equal to, I'll create a list with A, B, C and D, okay. And in Y, I'll pass this np.array, and I'm going to pass the X inside. I'll print Y. So it's running some internet issues. Okay, so now see here, I'll print the Y. So this is a NumPy array, so you can go and check the type of it. Print type of Y. Using array option, it is going to convert a sequence into an array, NumPy array. See here, it belongs to the NumPy ND array, right? Clear? And next, what are the dimensions present in array? As I told you earlier, we are having 0D, 1D, 2D, 3D and multi-dimension. So if it is a 0 dimension array, then you will be actually having only one element present inside. It is not a sequence, it is only one element. If it is that case, it is going to be a 0 dimension array. If it is a 1 dimension array, so 1 dimension array is a combination of 0 dimension array, which means this is a 0D, which is only one element. If one element are combining, then multiple things will be formed. It is called as unidimension or one dimension. We have created this, right, just now. And what is a 2-dimension array? So similarly, if a 2-dimension array is present, which means it contains 1-dimensional arrays as its element. So any 1-dimension array combined to form a 2D array. See here, inside this square bracket, I am passing two 1 dimension. This is a 1 dimension, comma, this is another 1 dimension. So two 1-dimension array combined to form a 2-dimension array. Clear? Then guess what will be a 3-dimension array? A 3D array is a combination of 2D array. See here, this is another square bracket where I am storing this one. See this line, this is a 2D array and this is another 2D array. Inside this, what is a 2D array? 2D array is a combination of 1D, right? This is one dimension, this is another 1 dimension. And inside of it, we are having 0D. So this is how the hierarchy is present. Are we clear with 0D, 1D and 2D? Can we see it in Colab? Please respond, guys. So we have created 1-dimension array already, right? So what I am going to do, this is a 1-dimension array. If I want to create a 2D array, I can pass 2D equal to np.array. Okay, so inside this, I am going to store, this will be 1 dimension and this one will be another 1 dimension. Okay, so I'll store like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and another 1 dimension 5, 6, 7, 8. Print 2D. See here, this is a 2D array. Can you see it visually? This is one dimension, this is another one dimension. One dimensional array combined to form a 2D array. When you go for 3 dimension, what it is? Tell me guys, np.array. Inside this one, I need to have two dimensional array. This one will be a 2D array, first 2D array, comma. I want to pass another thing inside this, okay? Comma. I'll run this. I'll print it so that you can visually see it. See here, what is a 3D array? It is like not only 2, you can have multiple 2D array inside. If it is in that case, it is going to be a 3D array, okay? And this is a 2D array, this is another 2D array separated. And inside 2D, what will be there? 2 one dimension will be there, it is having, right? And inside 2 dimension, we are having the single element, okay? And next will be array indexing. So it is similar to a list. So in Numpy array, it is similar also. If you are dealing with the one dimension array, you can actually do it like what you do with Python list. If I want to get this element, it is actually present in 0th index, right? So if you call that, it is going to give you that result. So in y, actually y is a one dimension array, right? In y, I'll print y of 0. So in 0th index, we should have a. I got it, right? In second index, it should be C. 0, 1, 2, 3 in that order. We got it, right? Now the question arises, how will you go and get this 2-dimension array? How will you go and get this 3-dimension array if you want to go inside and get it? Okay. So we'll see that if you want to access a 2D array, what you have to do is, what is a 2D array? Tell me guys. What is a 2D array? 2D array is a combination of 1D array, right? So I'll try to take this 2D array and slice it. I'll print 2D. In that I'll pass 0th index alone now. See here, see the result, you can understand. This is a 2D array, and what we are having is, in the 0th index we are actually having this one dimension. If I pass 1 here, it will be this one dimension array based on the index, okay? And now comes the part. Once you have selecting, you can use command, mention which element you want, okay? For example, if I want to get this 3, okay, this 3 which is present in the 0th, okay, if I pass 0 here, it will go and take this 1, 2, 3, 4, and here I want this 3 which is in the 0th, first and second index. So 0, 2 will actually give me the value 3. I got it, right? So if I want 4, I can pass here third index. Similarly, if I want 8, okay, so this is in the first index, and in that it is in the third index. So it is 1, 3. 8. Got it? Clear guys? And next will be how to access a 3D array. So it is in the same case. You want to use another comma. So what is a 3D? It is a combination of 2D. If you want a single element, you have to go in the hierarchical way. So inside a 3D, you will be having 2-dimensional element. So here I am having 2 dimension. So I am mentioning the 0th 2 dimension. I will go into this one. And in that the first one, which means this one, 4, 5, 6. And in that I want the second index, so which is 6. So if I want a 6, I want to go into this 2D, and inside this 1 dimension, and inside this 6th element. Okay. So we'll try to cover this here. We are having is 3D, right? So I'll print 3D in that 0th index. So if I want to take this 8, it is inside this 0th. I got this. If I pass 1, I'll be getting this. Comma. In that, this is in first index, right? So this will be 0, 1. And in that I want 8, which is the third index. I got it, right? So this is how you have to go in the hierarchical way. Clear? How we are doing it? Is it clear guys? Okay, I'll repeat 2D array once again. So if I print a 2D array is a combination of 1-dimensional element. So if you want to take some element like this 7, for example. So a 2D array is a combination of two one dimension array. So we want to select this one dimension or this one dimension. Okay, so I'll mention this is the first one. So if I pass 1 here, I can actually get this one, this entire 1D, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I pass 0, this will be in the 0th index. So this is in first index. And in that, if I want 7, which is in the second index, so I can go comma, this is 0th, this is first, this is second. So I'll pass 2 here, I'll get the value 7. Same way you can go with 3D. So we are having some rest of the things. We have completed a little bit. So we'll complete the Numpy in tomorrow's class. Okay, it's almost time. So tomorrow's class we'll try to complete Numpy and start with the visualization part. And today is day 3. By day 5, I'll be giving you assignment and you want to submit it. So make sure you are revising these topics. Okay, I'll make sure you will get the datasets available in the description of this video. You'll get it later. Please check later on or tomorrow. Okay, so that's it guys. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope it will be clear what all things we have seen today.